The newsday continues here on One News Now Business. I'm Diego Castro. Here are the biggest stories on the economic and corporate fronts. President Bongbong Marcos approves the imposition of a price ceiling for rice nationwide. The official Gazette published Executive Order number 39 earlier today. Under the order, the price ceiling for regular milled rice is at 41 pesos per kilogram, while well-milled rice is capped at 45 pesos a kilogram. This is in response to the recent surge in the price of the staple, attributed to the hike in import prices, potential hoarding, and damage brought about by recent typhoons. The President also instructed the Trade and Agriculture Departments to strictly enforce the price ceilings, to monitor and investigate abnormal prices, and to offer assistance to affected retailers, along with the Interior Department. However, the Federation of Free Farmers called the price ceiling unrealistic and warned that traders may just rebrand the rice to circumvent the mandate. The Bangko Sentral says inflation is likely to pick up in August. In a statement, the BSP projects August inflation settling between 4.8% to 5.6%. The lower end of the forecast is faster than the 4.7% inflation logged in July. If realized, this would end the downtrend of inflation in the last 6 months. The higher inflation forecast comes amid a sharp increase in rice and fuel prices. The BSP also cites peso depreciation as a primary source of upward price pressures in August. To share with us his own inflation forecast for the month of August, we have with us on the show Economist and PLM President Emmanuel Leyco. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, and thanks for having me in your show. Yeah. Yes, the inflation is quite disturbing, quite alarming.
Yes, sir.
And the planned price ceilings, I think, will have to be reckoned with. That's a major challenge.
Yeah, but sir, I'm sure you've seen the forecast pegged between 4.8 to 5.6%. What is your projection?
It could be higher than that, given the food prices increasing last month. 4.8, the bottom part or the bottom end of the BSP forecast, I think, could be higher than that. I think it could be like a 5 to 5.5 range. Or even higher.
And speaking of the highest range, sir, the BSP attributes this mainly to depreciation of the peso. Your thoughts on this? What other factors do you think are causing this?
Well, depreciation is a major factor because we are a net importer of many products in the country that's being sold. But also the production capacity of our economy is still not there. The reason we are importing is because we are not able to provide for the domestic requirements of our market. And capacity is just not there. We needed to import rice. We needed to import many prime products. So yes, the instability of our food production capacity is also a major factor here, not just the lowering or the weakening of the peso against the dollar.
President Marcos issued a price ceiling, or is issuing a price ceiling for rice at, I think, 45 pesos a kilo. What do you think of this? Will it help, do you think, bring down inflation? To what extent? And is it sustainable?
It will be great if it can be implemented. However, I think we draw our lessons from our experiences. It can only give way to anti-market or deviation from market practices, like what the farmers' organization said, that it can lead to mislabeling and so forth. Price ceilings are never the most favored option when we are dealing with inflation. That's terrible. I think that can only give way to more market deviant behavior rather than correct the price behavior that we are seeing right now.
Okay. And let's go over, sir, this time to Nomura. They have reported that the Philippines is the only emerging market in Asia that still faces elevated risks to inflation. Why do you think that is so, and what do you think can be done to at least lower our exposure to these risks?
I think in terms of our economic structure, where consumption or household consumption is a major part, we consume many of the imported goods that are brought into the country.
Okay.
So we have money, we have remittances coming in. However, they go out as soon as they arrive in the Philippines. So if we are not able to address our domestic productive capacity, we will continue to be vulnerable to price fluctuations.
And my last question, sir, is the BSP extended policy rate hold at 6.25% earlier this month. When do you think the BSP then should start implementing rate cuts?
I think BSP continues to believe that interest rate policy has very little inflationary effect. No, it does. Higher interest rates mean that the cost of production, cost of money is going up, and therefore these higher costs are passed on to the consumers, and that can also affect inflation. It's
right.
inflationary. Interest rate is inflationary as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your insights. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for now. We'll definitely be hopeful that you'll be joining us soon again. Thank you very much. Economist and PLM President Emmanuel Leyco.
Thank you very much, Diego, and have a good day.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Despite millions of SIM cards already registered, the Department of Information and Communications Technology admits that tech scams are still rampant, and they attribute this to syndicates. The DICT said these syndicates are purchasing already registered SIM cards for criminal use. The agency also noted that there are new machines capable of imitating SIM cards. The DICT says it has already communicated with telecommunication companies to find a solution for this. They also encourage the public to immediately report tech scams. Meralco powers a new substation in Arca, South Taguig to meet the growing demand in the mixed-use development and nearby communities. Close to 11,000 households and businesses will benefit from the new substation, which will initially provide 15 megawatts of power supply. These include malls, condos, hospital, government offices, and schools. The substation can operate 24/7 without the need of any personnel and can be monitored digitally. Meralco adds that it can meet growing demand in the next 15 years.
Meralco's, let me assure you that Meralco is very serious, very keen about investing not only in the on the power side, and not only on the power distribution side, but now on the generation side, where there's a particular emphasis on renewables, which I'm sure would be part of your agenda as well. But you know, it's at the end of the day, we're both here to uplift the lives of our people. No?
In a country where basketball is a way of life, Philippines finally made its dream of hosting the FIBA World Cup come true. Witness the country's journey in securing the hosting stint on the world's grandest basketball stage, along with Indonesia and Japan, with sa wakas, FIBA sa Pinas.
The host of the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup is China.
We felt bad. We went back to the hotel with Chairman MVP. We were, I guess, drinking ourselves with our own sorrows at the time and saying, you know, wow, sayang.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking, and they gave me a plaque to thank me for the Philippine participation. FIBA did so. Yeah.
We did not let go of the dream. And then now, we're hosting it.
This year's FIBA Basketball World Cup takes place for the first time across 3 host nations, the Philippines, Japan, and Indonesia.
Well, the biggest basketball event of the year is set to tip off when the 2023 FIBA World Cup
Preparations for the FIBA Basketball World Cup are in full swing as fans anticipate the biggest basketball event of the year.
Determination lang. Magic eh. It was just magic.
There was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears because the country's reputation, our people's reputation, were at stake. We can't fail the Philippines.
Catch sa wakas, FIBA sa Pinas here on One News on Saturday, September 2 at 6:30 in the evening. And those are the top business stories of the hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 2 p.m. We are One News, all sides, all the time.